According to the Bible, the serpent is described as more crafty than any other beast of the field. He was probably more frightening too. But a couple you're about to meet has an entirely different take on the snake. They say the anaconda is not only misunderstood, but can be an object of their affection, as Jeremy Hubbard now reports.
I got it.
The exact moment you remember why snakes freak you out comes right about now. A bloodied run-in with the business end of the world's largest snake should elicit terror, right?
Yeah, welcome to the club.
That's nice. That's what my husband has to say about this. Welcome to the club. I was excited. I was actually surprised because I'd never been bitten by a snake.
For Sarah Corey, a little serpent wrestling is actually enjoyable. And I heard you earlier use the word fun to describe all this. It's fun?
Yeah, it's fun.
Blame her husband for skewing her perception of a good time.
Oh boy, it's a big one. It's a big mama.
Jesus Rivas has spent 2 decades tromping through the swamps of his native Venezuela, trying to uncoil the mysteries of the anaconda.
Oh, she's got me in the loop now.
I know.
Up till now, most of what we know about the snake has come from campy Hollywood creature features. Hard to forget the movie Anaconda and the CGI snake that tried to kill J-Lo. But Jesus is trying to change that perception.
Anaconda!
Now he has help in his mission. A chance meeting a few years back garnered him a wife/tag team snake wrestling partner.
I went to a conference, a snake ecology conference. Obviously, we both like snakes, and I don't know, we just fell in love.
One of my students asked me yesterday, how do you manage to find a woman who likes snakes? Well, you go to a snake conference to find one. That's easy. This is the bone. Look at posterior view.
We went to Kentucky to track down the herpetologists. Back here at home, the two teach college courses and do their homework for the next trip back to South America.
It's a different subspecies.
There, in the marshes of a region called the Llanos, they lose their inhibitions and their shoes in their hunt for the reptiles. Why barefoot? Aren't you worried something's gonna bite your toes off?
Barefoot actually is pretty safe. When you have boots on, things climb into your boots and bite you.
Who wants a piece of me?
Even if they get bit again, the snakes are not venomous, and there's no record of an anaconda ever preying on a human. A reassuring fact as they wade through the mud, researching the anaconda's every move, eating, interacting, even having, well, group sex. More on that in a bit, but first, the most important reason they're after these slithering animals, their DNA.
The DNA fingerprinting will help us know how many of the babies are from which fathers. Is the population healthy? Is there migration between different populations?
On this recent mission, Jesus and Sarah witness a rare treat, dinner time for a female anaconda.
Let's go around so we don't disturb her.
This meal, an unlucky turtle.
So all the snake can do is just holding under the water to drown it. But this is an aquatic turtle that takes, hours to drown. And then she's trying to swallow it, but the turtle is large, and the snake cannot really get her mouth around it too well. So she's struggling there for quite a while until eventually she swallows it.
Oh. Over the years, there have been dozens of bites for Jesus.
Please don't do it. Ah!
They've tracked some 1,400 anacondas.
I know I deserve it. I'll leave you alone. Looks like it's a big meal.
We fed her a transmitter that puts out a signal, and that way we can find her whenever we let her go, and she will go out, she mates, because she has a transmitter, we can always go and find where she goes.
For now, there is no shortage of snakes for these doctors to weigh and measure, thanks to that adult behavior we were talking about earlier. This is a breeding ball, or for lack of a better term, an anaconda orgy.
Basically what happens, the female lays down and males find her and they start coiling around her with the spurs.
A group of guys and one gal entangled like this for up to 6 weeks until one of them impregnates the female. 7 months later, mom will give birth to up to 80 babies and immediately send them out into the world where they'll still be small enough to become someone else's prey.
A lot of those babies are eaten by just about everything. They're like a marshmallow.
Jesus and Sarah hope their research will dispel some fears of these great snakes, who they say are not the killers they're portrayed to be.
How can we really understand the life of an animal that is so different than ours? So we have to really try to put ourselves into the snake's shoes and walk on them in order to understand what their life is like.
We'll leave it to these two to understand them better. I'm Jeremy Hubbard for Nightline.